It's my fight preview for Dennis Berinchyk versus Keyshawn Davis. Keyshawn Davis and Berinchyk are in a position right now where they've been fighting a long time to get to this spot. Berinchyk wants to be a champion that's defending his belt, and Keyshawn wants to be a world champion. And right now, Berinchyk is coming in with a lot of confidence. He's comfortable. Felt like all the hard work is paid off. I don't know what position he's in as far as right now. I wouldn't say he's comfortable because he didn't really celebrate lately like he's just happy to have the belt. I think he's in a position where he wants to keep the belt, and that's the best spot he can actually be in. Keyshawn Davis is also a person who is an Olympian, a medalist, silver medalist, and he wants to show everybody he has a lot of skills. A lot of people have doubted him over the years. His boxing ability. They bring up fights from the amateur with Andy Cruz. I mean, losing to a gold medalist being your biggest flaw is kind of weird when you look at it, especially with the age discrepancy. But right now, I definitely think Keyshawn Davis is a more ready pro than ever. And people are going to find out right now. His boxing ability hasn't really been on full display right now because we haven't seen anybody in the ring with him that can really outbox him and push him to that next level. But we have seen guys go out there and push him to the limit as far as throwing power and just being durable. But as far as the skill level, we're still looking for that. And I think Berinchyk is a guy who will be able to show that and expose it. Now, the power might not be there all the way, but from what I've seen, he knows how to take these hard punches, and even when he gets buzzed, he'll take a hard shot, be buzzed, and come back and throw some of his best combinations in the fight. And when you see Berinchyk do that, it kind of changes everything. He's been doing a lot when it comes to the sport of boxing. He's changed a lot of different things, and if people sleep on him, you're going to be a rude awakening. Like the Ukraine right now have a lot of guys around Berinchy's age, whether it's Lomachenko or Usyk or even Vozick. And those guys have not been the type of fighters that go in there and stop. Even in losses, a lot of people have bragged about the way Vozick boxed against Benavidez in a loss. So you can't sleep on these Ukrainian guys. I'm telling you that right now. And I think Keyshawn knows that. He's very smart. He has a good team behind him. They've been fully prepared. I know they do a lot of studying. People think he just goes in there and, wings it and just does whatever. But he's been doing a lot. If he's able to pull this off, he's going to be at a whole nother level. And I think a lot of people realize that now, that Keyshawn Davis is close to being in the driver's seat. The fact that he's calling out Tank Davis, it lets you know that this is not a joke. This is not something that he's just looking at like, oh, let me promote myself. He really thinks that fight could be next. And with the belt and people wanting to unify, if Tank Davis does want to unify, this can basically lead to that. But if I was Keyshawn Davis, I'll just go out there and box like I do. Try to do a good job fighting inside. But I will stay on the outside and, skill for skill, try to see who's best. I know that the speed's going to try to be there. The counter punching, I think Berinchyk going to do a good job at, to be honest with you. I think his counter punching ability is next level. That's going to cause a lot of problems. But Keyshawn has to stick to the jab and just boxing and moving and everything else. But as far as Berinchyk, I think that he also has to move. I would like to see him move lateral. Try to walk Keyshawn into some shots. Try to save your energy. Let him use his energy. And, when it comes to experience, Berinchyk definitely has the more experience. So he can use that to his advantage and have Keyshawn guessing and not really knowing what to do throughout the whole night. And if he's successful at that, he'll come out with the victory. But it's going to be a very tough fight. I think it really is. And from what I've seen, Keyshawn is not known as a person who is going to go out there and just let somebody bully them or overpower them. So that's going to play a huge part in the matchup. But it's gonna be one of the toughest fights you've seen. But that's all I got. Like and subscribe.